जय गोपी जन वल्लभा जया गिरिवर धारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभा जया गिरिवर धारी। यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज बिहारी। श्री राधा माधव जी की जय, श्री श्री कुंज बिहारी जी की जय, श्री राधा समृता विशाखा देवी जी की जय, श्री श्री कृष्ण बलराम की जय, श्री श्री गौ नित्याय जी के, शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, शिला नित्याय गौ प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल। हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, माता जी। वेलकम टू टुडेज श्रीमद् भागवतम क्लास. We will be reading from Canto 11, Chapter 2, verse number 10 and 12, 10 and 11. So before entering the page of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is non-different from Krishna, let us pay our obeisances to all the Vaishnavas, Acharyas in the form of Mangalacharan. Om Ajnantimirandhasya Jnananjana-salakaya Chakshurnamilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swamarupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutpadkamlam Shri Gurun Vaisnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Segan Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijan Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Segan Lalita Shri Visakhanvitamshu. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kant Radha Kant Namostute. तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नाम्ने. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्. नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्ठिकी. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. हरे कृष्णा. So we'll read verse number 11. Verse number 10 I will read. Shri Sukha Uvacha. We'll repeat only 11. 10 I am reading. Shri Sukha Uvacha Rajannevam Krat Prashno Vasudevena Dhimata Prithastamaha Devarsir Harehe Sansamarito Gunaihi. Translation. Sukdev Goswami said, O king, Devarsi Narad was pleased by the questions of highly intelligent Vasudeva, because they suggested the transcendental qualities of Supreme Personality of Godhead. They reminded Narada of Lord Krishna. Thus, Narada replied to Vasudeva as follows. Please repeat. Sri Narada Uvacha Shammak etadvavasitam Bhavata Satvata Risabha यत् प्रच्छेस भागवतान् धर्मास्त्वं विश्वभावनान्। श्रीनारदुवाच सम्यक् तेतव्यवसितं भवता सात्वत ऋषभाम् यत् पृच्छसे भागवतान् धर्मास्त्वं विश्वभावनान्। श्रीनारदुवाच सम्यक् एतद्व्यवसितं भवता सात्वत ऋषभा यत् पृच्छसे भागवतान् धर्मास्त्वं विश्वभावनान्। प्लीज रिपीट। सम्यक् एतद्व्यवसितं धर्मास्त्वं विश्वभावना। श्रीनारदुवाच सम्यक् एतद्व्यवसितं सम्यक् एतद्व्यवसितं भवता सात्वत ऋषभा यत् पृच्छसे भागवतान् धर्मास्त्वं विश्वभावना। वैष्णवीस्। श्रीनारदुवाच सम्यक् एतद्व्यवसितं भवता सात्वत ऋषभा यत् पृच्छसे भागवतान् धर्मास्त्वं विश्वभावना। श्रीनारदुवाच सम्यक् एतद्व्यवसितं ऋषभा यत् पृच्छसे भागवतान् धर्मास्त्वं विश्वभावनान्। हरे कृष्णा। Word to word meaning, translation, purport by disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Sri Narada Narad Muni said, Samyak, correctly, etat, this, vyavasitam, determined, bhavata, by you, satvat risbha, O best for Satvata clan, yet, because, prachase, you are asking about Bhagavatan Dharman, duties toward the Supreme Lord. Tvam, you, Vishbhavanan, which can purify the entire universe. Translation. Sri Narada said, O best of Sattvatas, you have quite correctly asked about the eternal duty of living entity towards Supreme Lord. Such devotional service to the Supreme Lord is so potent that its performance can purify the entire universe. Please repeat. Sri Narada said, O best of Sattvatas, you have quite correctly asked about the eternal duty of living entity towards Supreme Lord. Such devotional service to the Lord is so potent that its performance can purify the entire universe. Purport. A similar statement was made by Srila Sukadeva Goswami in the first verse of the second canto, when he congratulated Parikshit Maharaj for asking about Krishna. Varyan este prasnaha krato lobhitam napa atmavat samvita pumsam sravatavadasyu yatparaha. My dear king, your question is glorious because it is very beneficial to all kind of people. The answer to this question is prime subject matter for hearing, and it is approved by all transcendentalists. Similarly, Srila Sud Goswami congratulated the inquiring sages of Naimisharanya in the following words. Munya sadhu prastoham bhavadbirloka mangalam yatkrata krishnam prashno yenatmasu prasidati. O sages, I have been just questioned by you. Your questions are worthy because they are related to Lord Krishna and so are of relevance to the world's welfare. Only questions of this sort are capable of completely satisfying the self. Bhagavad 1-5. Narada will now answer Vasudev's inquiry about the process of devotional service. Later, at the end of their conversation, he will reply to Vasudev's comments on Vasudev's own faulty intentions. Srila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna. So today we have Rukmini Dvadasi also. At the end we will discuss a little bit about that. But first, let us see this question and answers. The beauty of Srimad Bhagavatam, and not only Srimad Bhagavatam, you take any Puran, whether Padam Puran or Skand Puran or any scriptures we take, the basis is question answer. Unless there are right questions and right questions asked by the right people, then the whole evolution takes place for the Puranas. And same thing for Srimad Bhagavatam. In the beginning when we see, like in the purport it is given, the sages Naimisharanya asked questions. They asked 6 questions to Sud Goswami about Krishna, about his Leela, and the best thing what they asked, what you have, after learning all the scriptures, you have summarized, and that summary should give us the welfare for the general mankind. So beauty of Sanatana Dharma or our Srimad Bhagavatam, all the scriptures is that there is no selfishness, selflessness. What is there all? Selflessness. All the sages, devotees, they ask question not for themselves. Generally, somebody asks you something, you want something from me, we ask some material benefits, right? But here we see they are asking about the questions which is related to general mankind, not one single person. So what we see Prabhuji Mataji here, what happens when somebody asks these questions? There are different effects of those questions. The first effect is that immediately it pleases. It pleases the speaker, it pleases the hearer also. And that's what Krishna said in the seed verses in 10.9. Macchitta madgat prana bodhyanta parasparam katyanta mamnyam tusyanti cha ramanti cha. That whenever there such questions are being asked, immediately it purifies. That verse also says that such questions they purifies the whole universe. Why? Because they are related to the Krishna's topics. So anything related to Krishna is surely to purify everyone. And that's what we are seeing here. In the purport of this 10.9, Srila Prabhupada writes very nicely that pure devotees whose characteristics are mentioned here, Macchitta Madgat Prana, they always think of me, engage themselves fully in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. So first condition is you must engage yourself in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Their minds cannot be diverted from lotus feet of Krishna. What does it mean? They are so determined that whatever Maya Devi may give you so many attractions, but they are fixed. Their minds are not diverted from the lotus feet of Krishna. Their talks are solely on the transcendental subjects. This symptom of pure devotees are described in this verse specifically. Devotees of Supreme Lord are 24 hours daily engaged in glorifying the qualities and pastimes of Supreme Lord. Now question arises here. Srila Prabhupada writes here 24 hours. Are we doing 24 hours? Yes. How we are doing 24 hours? The whatever program, temple program we are attending or at home you are doing those activities. But even you go to market, for example, for shopping, and you think, today I have to cook this so and so things, nice thing for Krishna. That also glorification of Krishna. When you sleep, you think of Krishna. When you get up, think of Krishna. It is also glorification of Krishna. In 7th canto, when similarly the question by the Yudhishthira Maharaj to Narad Muni, and he answers in I think 7.130-31, these two verses. What he says? Bhayat Kansa, by fear Kansa, he was 24 hours thinking of Krishna as an enemy. So he got Krishna. He got delivered by Lord Krishna. So 24 hours when is written, that means Prabhupada will write, it will be 100% correct. So it is definitely correct. And they say, then they further writes, their hearts and souls are constantly submerged in Krishna and they take pleasure by discussing him with other devotees. Bodhyanta Parasparam. So when we do the Bodhyanta Parasparam, this aspect is so important. Not only is purifies, but satisfies also. Purification and satisfaction. If we do not have satisfaction, then who will get attracted? Attraction, satisfaction is must for that. The questions, so many questions arises. But the best question is what? Which reminds the topics of Krishna. Any question which reminds the topic of Krishna, that is the real question. And we have so many things. If you revive your memories in the 3rd canto, when there is a meeting between Vidura and Uddhava. Vidur Maharaj asked so many questions to Uddhava. He asked about first Krishna, Balram, then he expanded family, everything he asked, right? Then in 3.144, he asked, what did he ask? Ajasya janmotnasaya sanaya karmani akatam graya pumsam navan yatha korati devayogam parogunanmata karma tantram. The appearance of Lord is manifested in for the annihilation of upstarts. That is first thing. Ajasya, he is unborn, but still he appears. His activities are transcendental and are enacted for understanding of all the persons. This is very key here. That whatever activities we have Lord Krishna, all the Leelas are there, they are not belonging to one creed and one caste. That's what Prabhupada said. The Krishna Bhavana Marat is for each and every living entity of this whole universe. Not for one nation, not for one caste, not for Hindu, this is for each and everyone. Otherwise, since the Lord is transcendental and all the material modes which purpose could be served by coming to earth. So Lord has come to this earth, so that's what he is asking this question. Then he says next question in 45, my dear friend, who is asking Uddhava, please therefore chant the glories of the Lord. So when somebody asks you, chant the glories of the Lord, what will be the impact, Prabhuji Mataji? Suppose your beloved has gone away from you for a long time and somebody comes and reminds you, what will be your situation? Immediately you completely absorbed, you'll be drowned in the memories. And same thing happened with Uddhava. The moment Vidur Maharaj asked, chant the glories of the Lord, who is meant to be glorified in the places of pilgrimage. Immediately, the impact was Uddhava lost all his consciousness. He went inward. Bhagavatam says from this onwards in the second chapter also, whole pastime of Krishna, Vrindavan pastime, Mathura pastime, Dwarka pastime, it rolled in front of his eyes like a screen. He started shedding tears. He lost his consciousness. All the 8 symptoms were visible. After a lot of difficulty, he would come out from that situation. So this is such a nice impact of that. And Uddhava spoke one very nice verse which glorifies the Supreme Lord's beauty. Aho bakiyam istankalakutam jingasayapadapi sadvi lebe gatim datruchitam tatonyam kamvadayalum saranam brajima. There is a external beauty and there is a internal beauty. Krishna is unlimited. She is beautiful externally, unlimitedly, and is beautiful internally, unlimitedly. Unlimitedly means what? There is no boundary, there is no condition. Kamba deyalum sranam breja. Who else is there whose shelter we should take other than Krishna? Why? Uddhava is thinking of Krishna's pastime with the Bhutana. She came. Her purpose was to kill Krishna. But Krishna gave him the destination. He thought of Mother Yashoda. Then he decided, I will. Dhatri uchitam tato anyam. Dhatri. Dhatri means mother. That same destination he gave. So the Prabhupada writes in the purport of this verse, Lord Krishna accepted the motherhood of Putana because she pretended to be an affectionate mother. Who else will be so merciful? If somebody is just pretending, and Krishna accepts that. This reminds another very beautiful pastime. Very beautiful pastime. Lord Vaman Dev Leela. When Vaman Dev approached the Bhragu Kshetra, and all the sages, they are seeing Vaman Dev coming like a sun. They rose. Bali Maharaj sitting there because he has taken the initiation for the yajna, so he could not rise up. But he offered his obeisances sitting there. In the 22nd chapter of 8th canto, he speaks on this. I simply tried to pay my obeisances. He didn't pay officially, but he just tried to pay. The effect is, Vaman Dev gives so much mercy, so much blessings to Bali Maharaj that even today, Lord Vaman Dev is situated on 52 gates of Suttaloka. Bali can come out from any gate. So real intelligence, which Sukdev Goswami is saying, Vasudev asked the questions which are really intelligent questions. So that's why he is saying that he is real intelligent person. So like Vasudev, so these questions when somebody asks, so what are the questions asked by Vasudev to Narad Muni? Same thing. What did he ask? He asked about the karma, that people have to do demigods, and demigods award the fruits based on your karma. So there is nothing great about it. But then he says, I wish to inquire about those duty which give pleasure to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So real duty is which gives pleasure to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There is no other duty other than that. We have material body, of course, but if we surrender this body to Krishna, this material body also becomes Krishnaized. Like right now, this microphone is Krishnaized. We are talking about Krishna. Everything here is Krishnaized. When you go out, it could be material. But till it is being used, Srila Prabhupada used each and everything, material was there in the Krishna service, everything became Krishnaized. Mata Devhuti, when she asked the question to Lord Kapil Dev, what says? I am sick of my material senses. She is the wife of Kardam Muni, daughter of Shambhu Muni, granddaughter of Brahma. That is her position. She is saying, Nirvana Nitram Bhuman, Asat Andriya Tarshanat, that I am very sick of disturbances caused by the material senses. Prabhuji Mataji really speaking, we all should be sick of materials. Everybody has material senses. And she is showing us the way that material senses is nothing but cause of disturbance. So we should be sick of that. And because of this sense disturbance, my Lord, I have fallen into the abyss of ignorance. So there is a process. You try to satisfy your material senses, then effect will be sense disturbance. The ultimate effect is you fall into the ignorance. The moment you are ignorance, Maya will catch you. So there is a series for that. Whenever we are in this situation, difficulty in the life, we should ask questions. Because Krishna says, Sansai Atma Vinashyati. If you have doubts, you may fall down. That's why Arjun asked the right question to right person. When he's seeing that his senses are so disturbing, everything is, he cannot even withstand in the chariot, he's so weak, then he surrenders. What does he say? Karpan doso upaha swabhava prachwamindram sammuda cheta yasya nishcham ruhitan me yasya stem sadhitva mam prapannam. So first thing is we should realize that we are in the material world. Maya is every time attacking us. To take protection from Maya, we need to surrender to Guru and ultimately to Krishna. When we surrender, we should realize we don't have any capacity within us. We think, demons always think, what is the difference between the demons and demigods? Demons thinks we are powerful. Demigods thinks, demigod, what they think? No, we are servant of Krishna. Go and take the shelter of Brahmaji and ultimate to Krishna. So this is the thing. So in this question, when Arjuna is doing what he's saying, he is surrendering to Krishna. And then he is asking, what is the best for me? You please tell. And same thing, Vasudeva asked. Vasudevji, what did he say? You let me know what is about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to glorify Him. And that is the best thing. So, next stage when we see, when you meet some sages or somebody, so what you should ask? You should always ask about the way we are learning from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, another name is behavior. How do we behave in this material world? That's teaching us. Of course, Srimad Bhagavatam, as per the question by Parikshit Maharaj, how to leave the body. But more than that, how to live and how to behave each other. And whatever material things are there, like happiness and distress, they both are material. 11th canto, Krishna is going to explain to Uddhava, the happiness and distress, both are material, and devotee does not look for anything. Why? In 3.5.2, Vidur asked the same question to Maitreya Muni. What is asking? O great sage, everyone in this world engages in fruitive activities. What for? To attain happiness. Of course, everybody wants happiness, but they do not know what is the real happiness. They are looking for the false happiness. But one finds neither satiation nor the mitigation of distress. You are looking for happiness because you are unhappy. Otherwise, you should look for happiness. Right? You are unhappy, so you are looking for happiness. When you are looking for happiness to mitigate the distress, neither is saying neither distress is gone, neither are getting happiness. So situation becomes worsen. Why? Because you are looking for the material solution. all problems are material problems. We cannot have material solution. Solution has to be a spiritual solution. Then only we can solve these problems. Then he says, on the contrary, one is only aggravated by such activities. Please therefore give us direction on how one should live for real happiness. So this another type of question for general mankind, that what is the real happiness, you let us know. And then next fourth verse 354, he says further, please give me instruction on the transcendental devotion service of the Lord. So everywhere we see Prabhuji Mataji, devotees are asking question about transcendental devotional service and what it is. What is a transcendental devotional service? Service, first of all, we should think service. Service means seva. We are going to serve you. When you serve somebody, you should not put conditions. Service should be anukulana, not partikulana. Anukulana means as per the master's desire, his liking. Suppose you invite your Gurudev or some Vaishnava to your home, right? And you want to serve nicely. When you are serving, you think what you like, you want to serve that. That's not the right way. You should ask what Maharaj likes, what is favorite. Serve those things. You may not like those, serve those things. So that kind of service should be there, which should be favorable. And same thing Maitreya Muni is asking, Vidur Maharaj is asking, and then answer is given in 3.5.18 by Maitreya Muni. He says, Sadhu prashtam tvaya sadho. There are two sadhus here. Sadhu prashtam tvaya sadho. Oh Vidura, sadhu, you have asked such a nice question because it is related to Krishna's topics. You have inquired from me the greatest of all the goodness. Goodness for everyone. And thus you have shown the mercy both to the world and to me, because your mind is always absorbed in the thought of Krishna. So mind is always in thoughts of Krishna. That is why the question being asked, it is satisfying to the speaker also. That's what Maitreya Muni is saying. You are showing mercy to me also. Like we saw just now the example of just few moments back. Uddhava, when Vidura asked question, he was completely absorbed into the remembrance of Krishna. That situation happened. So, same way we have so many questions being asked and the answer is given in Srimad Bhagavatam, other Puranas. Sanat Kumara being asked by Prathu Maharaj, Narad Muni being asked by the Yudhishthira Maharaj, and Sukdev Goswami being asked by the Parikshit Maharaj, Sud Goswami by all these things. What is forming? What is Srimad Bhagavatam? This question answer is basically the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the glorification of Krishna and his devotees. We got Srila Sukdev Goswami, right? Sukdev Goswami is basically Mata Parvati asked question to Lord Shiva. And we know that story, we will not go to the story, that Amar Katha, Lord Shiva spoke and he saw that parrot is listening and he ran after that. He came to the ashram of Vyas Muni. And Vyas Muni is waiting for someone to come, he can give Bhagavatam to that person. So he is praying to Lord Shiva, you come to glorify Srimad Bhagavatam. Lord Shiva appears at Sukdev Goswami and then he is glorifying the Srimad Bhagavatam. There is one word in the 10th verse, Satvata Risbha, right? Satvata Risbha means what? The best of the Satvata clan. Krishna, Krishna to Brahma, Brahma to Atri, Atri to Som, moon, and Som and Tara we got Buddha. And Buddha and Ila, we got Pururava. From Pururava and Urvasi, we got Ayu. From there, the whole this, whatever clan you call, Vrashni Vansi, Satvata, Andhak, Kurus, everybody came from that clan, from Urvasi and Pururava. So this dynasty which we have, from Ayu, Madhu, Madhavas, and then Satvata. Satvata clan came. From Satvata, Vrashni came. From Vrashni and Andhak, two clan came from Satvata, Vrashnik and Andhak, and then Bhoj and Sursen. So all these details is given in 9th canto, chapter 22 to 24. And why this is important to know? Because when we hear about the ancestors of Lord Krishna, we got purification also. This is also important, Prabhuji Mataji. So we have Andhak branch, we have Vrashni branch, all these branches are there. And this understanding that when we talk of Satvata, sometimes you hear Satvata. That means if you know about it, immediately remind this belongs to Krishna. If you hear Satvata, who is Satvata? We do not know. So these things should be known. So eternal duty which Vasudevji is asking to Narad Muni, in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is told to us by Sut Goswami. What is that? Param dharma. Saivai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhakti tadokchaje ahitukya prita yayatma su prasidati. So param dharma is the dharma which yayatma su prasidati. First verse, first line and the fourth line, which leads to the transcendental happiness of the living entity. Yatma suprasidati, not prasidati but suprasidati. That means superlative degree Sud Goswami is putting there. Extremely pleasing. For whom? For the living entity. Yajatma suprasidati. And how, what type of this Bhagavad Dharma is there? Sevi pumsam paro dharmo, param dharma. That it should go towards the bhaktir adokchaje. Towards whom? Toward Lord Adokchaja. Adokcha means who will never fallen. We may see so many pastimes in Srimad Bhagavatam, other Puranas. All demigods, once or twice or maybe any time, they have difficulties. But we do not see any such thing in pastimes of Krishna. They are always glorious. And these pastimes, so Krishna never falls. That's why he is called Adokchaja. So we have this kind of devotion service to the Adokchaja. And what kind of service should be there? Ahatuki apratihata. It should be unbroken and without motive. If you follow this, that means it is your param dharma. And that's what Vasudevji is looking for, right? In the same later on verses, what we see? Full process is given for the occupational duty. Duty means occupational duty. When we talk of occupational duty means we have 4 varnas and 4 ashramas, right? Each varna and ashrama will have different duties. The duties of Brahmana not applicable to the Kshatriya. Kshatriya duty not applicable to Vaishya or Sudra, and vice versa. If somebody wants to follow other occupational duty, Krishna says no. He doesn't like that. In 18.47, Krishna says this. What is telling? Krishna says, Shreyansya dharmo viguna, par dharma sunishchitat, स्वभाव नियतम कर्मा कुर्मन आपनोति किलबिसम श्रेयान स्व धर्मो विगुणः. That I consider better to engage one's own occupational duty rather than others' occupational duty. That Krishna is telling. Why is telling that? Even if we do our occupational duty by mistakes, but still it is our own. Because by doing other occupational duty, you will find lot of difficulties in following that. and you may commit more mistakes. So Krishna is not very, clearing that. And that's what is told over here, that as a duty basically, Sut Goswami is clearly telling Sonakadi rishis, Atha Pumbi Dvij Seshta Varnasram Vibhagsa Sonjita Dharmasya Samsiddhir Hari Toshanam. You know, there is a litmus test. Litmus test means whether it is right or wrong. Whether the service we are doing, we say we are in the process of devotion service. Whether the devotion service is right way being done or wrong way is being done, how to test it? These are the answers given here. When he says that the best, highest perfection one can achieve by discharging duties prescribed one own occupational duty. So first thing is established, your own occupational duty. But what should be done with that? Sam siddhir hari toshanam. Whatever you do, whatever way you do, that should result in the pleasing happiness of Hari. And that's what is clearly given. And how to achieve that? How to achieve that? That process is also given in the 1 to 14. Tasmad ekena manasa Bhagavavan Satvatam Pati Srotava Kirti Tavyascha Dehe Pujasya Nityada. The last word is very important, Prabhuji Mataji. What is the last word? Nityada. Continuously. Every moment. What you have to do? Tasmad ekena manasa. One single point in attention. Fixed mind. Bhagavan Satvatam Pati. Bhagavan, which Bhagavan? Who is the Pati of each and every living entity. Lot of Bhagavan are there, localized. But we are talking Supreme Personality of Godhead, that Bhagavan. How to achieve that? First process is Sotavya. Here, Shravanam. Then Kirtitavyascha. Shravanam, Kirtanam. Dhyeya, Pujyascha, worshipping, Nityada. When you do this process, then what would happen? Basically, it should lead to some Siddhir Hari Toshanam. If it doesn't lead to that, that means there is something we need to improve on that, Prabhuji Mataji. So these questions, when we ask about the duty, is very clearly defined in the Shastras. We follow that. When we follow that, automatically what happens? We are on the right path. When we are on the right path, we should not worry about the result. We should simply follow the path and automatically we'll get the result. And the ultimate thing on this duty, which is told by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, what is that? Sarva dharman pratyajye mamekam aham sunupabhayo mokshami masucha. This is the total, you can say, summary of that. Leave everything. Sarva dharman parityaja. Leave all the religion. But how do I leave? We are religious persons. But your religion is Mam ekam saranam braja. Take shelter of me. Result is Aham tvam sarvapapebhyo. I'll release you from all the sins and don't worry. So when you have this assurance, so what holds us in surrendering? There is no question and there is no hold up for surrendering, Prabhuji Mataji. So today we have the appearance day of Mata Rukmini Devi. Srimad Bhagavatam nicely describes the pastime of Rukmini Mata. Vidarbha, the region, the king is Bhismak Maharaj. His wife Mahadevi, somewhere the other name is also given Saddha Devi. So they have 6 children. Somewhere it is given Rukmani is second, somewhere is the last. But Rukmani Mata and 5 brothers. Elder brother is Rukmi. Hearing is very important. We are talking about hearing right now. In the kingdom of Bhishma, lot of sages keep coming and they chant the glories of Sri Krishna. Rukmini Devi is also hearing the Lord glories of Krishna. Krishna all attractive. So these glories attracted so much. Rukmini Mata, she decided if anyone would be my Lord, it would be only Krishna, nobody else. Then we see she writes a letter. And why did she write a letter? Prabhuji Mataji, this is very, very important lessons for all of us from this pastime. Our elders, if they take you away from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we are obliged not to follow. Like Bali Maharaj did not follow even his spiritual master. He said, don't give anything. Bali Maharaj did not follow that. Rukmini, elder brother, right, of Rukmini Mata, and he wants her to marry Shishupal. But Rukmini Mata, she surrendered herself to Krishna. So then that's why she wrote the letter. Whatever means are within our capacity, we always must utilize the hurdles, difficulties coming on our way in the devotional service. It could be our parents, it could be anyone, friends, well-wishers. If there are hurdles, we have to use all our means within our capacity to bypass and achieve our goal. And that's what we learned from this wonderful pastime. She wrote very nice letter. There is no time to discuss the letter, of course. With that letter, sent through Brahmana, so we have to be very careful. See, another lesson over here is, the medium we should choose very carefully. She could choose somebody who was like a soldier or some confident person, but she chose a Brahmana. Why she chose a Brahmana? Go Brahman Hitaya cha. Vishnu Puran says, Go Brahman Hitaya cha. So Krishna is so much surrendered to Brahmanas. So she was sure, when I am sending a Brahmana, the letter through the Brahmana, Krishna will definitely look at it. Somebody else we bring, he may not look at it. So that's why he sent the letter through the Brahmana. And when Krishna saw that letter, we see such a nice visual over there. Krishna received the Brahmana, started massaging his feet, and is asking about the welfare of Brahmana. This Brahmana is just coming from Kundinpur, and so much service Krishna is offering to him. So he is putting such a high regard for the Brahmanas. So in this pastime, there are so many lessons to be learned. Rukmini Mata's pastime. Today is her appearance day. So we should pray her at her lotus feet that she should give us her mercy so that we can, a drop of devotion service, we can serve spiritual master, Vaishnavas and Krishna. So then this path of devotion service, we can progress. All the Bhagavatam, Puranas, everything, the whole aim is so that somehow or other we achieve Krishna's lotus feet and his Dhama. Otherwise, one time we said, you go to any loka, you have to come back. Only loka is Goloka, from where you don't come back. All other places you come back. And this is the question asked by Vasudev ji, and Narad Muni is going to answer that question in the coming verses. We'll see the next days coming, these verses, and we will stop here. If you have any question, we have 3-4 minutes. Hare Gantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Nityai Gaur Premanande. Yes, Prabhu.
I was listening to Vishaka, Yadubar's wife, appreciating Prabhupada bringing the devotees back to Vrindavan and being in the most sacred Radha Damodar. And every day Chutananda would take a kirtan party from there all the way to here to Raman Reti, where the Krishna Balaram Mandir was being built. And so you can see that, pure devotional service, that they had nothing. They come from wealthy backgrounds, but they're all, kind of struggling to survive with the water conditions. What to speak of now, we have so much air conditioning and bottled water and maid servants, whatnot. But they were just really so excited to be with Prabhupada in Vrindavan and spontaneously serving with enthusiasm, great enthusiasm. It seems like that kind of determination and enthusiasm is required in order to fully appreciate having service in Sri Vrindavan. More of a comment than anything else.
Thank you, Prabhu. This is such a nice thing Prabhuji is telling. We have so favorable conditions. When you do service, unfavorable conditions. For example, you go to, say, now it's better, olden days when you go to Middle East countries, performing divine service is so difficult. You cannot wear dhoti, you cannot put tilka, you cannot do anything. Indoor houses, somehow you have to have the programs. And some situations, they still call police and you have to go through all the process. But if you are determined, like Prabhuji said, all those wonderful devotees came from that background, full determination, and not only determination, full surrender. Complete surrender to Srila Prabhupada. It has manifested in today whole world. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Everybody is singing. Whole world. Thank you, Prabhu. So nice. Any question? Anybody has? Hare Krishna. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, the Gurudev ki, Nityai Go Premanande, Hari Hari Bo. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.